Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a juicy story for you all. Nelly has finally broken his silence on the drama surrounding him and his ex-girlfriend Ashanti. For years, the public has been speculating about what really went down between these two R&B superstars, especially after the birth of their son. But Nelly is now opening up like never before, and the revelations are nothing short of shocking. It's been over a decade since Nelly and Ashanti first got together, but the wounds from their tumultuous relationship still seem fresh for the rapper. In a candid new interview, Nelly is pulling back the curtain on those early days, and the truth is far from the fairy tale many fans imagined. People think Ashanti and I had this perfect, loving relationship, but the reality is very different, Nelly admits. From the start, there were a lot of issues: mistrust, jealousy, and in Ashanti's case, some really unhealthy behavior that I had to deal with. Nelly goes on to reveal that Ashanti was extremely possessive and controlling, often blowing up his phone with angry messages if he so much as talked to another woman. She acted like the world was out to get her, and that I was going to leave her for someone else at any moment. It was exhausting. The rapper also claims that Ashanti would frequently try to dictate his career moves, allegedly threatening to end their relationship if he took certain jobs or collaborations. It felt like I was constantly walking on eggshells, trying not to upset her. I lost a lot of creative freedom because of it. Things took an even darker turn, Nelly says, when Ashanti became pregnant with their son. The jealousy and the control issues went into overdrive. Ashanti would rage at me for the slightest thing if I was out late, or if I even looked at another woman. It was psychologically and emotionally draining. Nelly alleges that Ashanti would often lash out physically as well, claiming she would hit him and throw objects at him during arguments. I had to be really careful, because I was worried that if I defended myself, I'd be the one who ended up in trouble. She knew how to play the victim card. The birth of their son, which Nelly describes as a miracle, should have been a joyous time. But the rapper says Ashanti's behavior only got worse. She wouldn't let me have alone time with the baby. If I tried to feed him or change his diaper, she'd freak out and take over. It was like she didn't trust me to be a father. Nelly confesses that he felt utterly powerless and trapped in the relationship. I wanted to be there for my son, but Ashanti made it impossible. I felt like I was losing my own child. After years of escalating tensions and toxicity, Nelly says the relationship finally reached a breaking point. He recounts a particularly harrowing incident where Ashanti physically attacked him in front of their son. I knew then that I had to get out, for my own safety, and for the well-being of my child. But Ashanti threatened that if I left, she'd never let me see the baby again. I was terrified. Nelly pauses, visibly emotional. That was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. But in the end, I knew I couldn't stay in that situation any longer. I had to take a stand, even if it meant risking my relationship with my son. With the help of close friends and family, Nelly was eventually able to extricate himself from the relationship and gain partial custody of his son. But he says the trauma and the guilt of that decision still haunt him to this day. Now, Nelly is finally ready to share his side of the story, in the hopes of setting the record straight, and perhaps even helping others in similar situations. I know a lot of people are going to be shocked by what I've said today. Ashanti has always been portrayed as the sweet, innocent victim. But the truth is, she was the one causing the real damage in our relationship. He pauses, taking a deep breath. I'm not trying to vilify her. I know we both made mistakes. But I also refuse to be silenced anymore. I want the world to know what I went through and how much it still impacts